Please do welcome to the stage Zainab Al-Ali, the Director of Outreach and Stakeholder Relations at Masdar, Binciya Salim, CEO and founder at Wellington campus and WEL.X, and of course your moderator, Yousef Hasan Alfardan, commercial analyst at Emirates Water and Electricity Company. Please do give them a round of applause as you welcome them to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to welcome you to this session titled The Green Enterprise Era, Youth at the Helm of Innovation and Impact. Today, we explore how youth are not just preparing for the future, but actively reshaping it right now through entrepreneurship, innovation, and sustainability leadership. This discussion will dive into how institutions and entrepreneurs are working together to empower young people with the skills, confidence, and purpose to lead in this green era. Allow me to introduce our distinguished panelists, Zainab Al-Ali, Director at Masdar, and Binciya Salim, CEO and co-founder of Wellington Education. So allow us to start this dialogue with a question addressed to both. How do you see youth today already reshaping sustainability, entrepreneurship, and innovation, not just by preparing for the future, but actively driving it? Please, Zainab, start.
Thank you for the warm welcome, and thank you, Forbes Middle East, for bringing us together here in this important dialogue. Around the world, young people are no longer waiting for permission. They are ready, they are already changing how societies and economies operate. The biggest shifts of our era, from AI to social connectivity, were actually ignited by young entrepreneurs and people who simply believed they can. So if we look at Sam Altman, in his 30s, he reshaped AI. If we look at Mark Zuckerberg in his 20s, in his college, he reshaped and redefined communication. So innovation doesn't really wait for age. It follows imagination, courage, and discipline. Today, the same spirit fuels sustainability. Young people, young founders are building climate tech technologies and startups, driving circular economy models, and using data and AI to tackle what once seemed impossible. In the UAE as well, youth empowerment isn't just a slogan. It's a policy. The UAE Youth Council and the National Youth Strategy are an institutional mechanism that puts young voices at the heart of our national planning. So we really measure impact not by size, but by vision. And our youth embody this ambition. At Masdar, Youth for Sustainability reflects this belief as well. So it's a platform where young people don't only learn sustainability, they lead it. Over 70 innovation projects have emerged from Y4S, from AI-driven solutions to renewable prototypes, a proof that when you empower young people, they deliver. So what inspires me is their mindset, fearless, collaborative, and impatience for progress. So they're not the leaders of tomorrow. I would say they are the architects of today's transformation.
Thank you so much, Zainab, for this insightful perspective on how Y4S, as well as the new examples that you provide, youth are driving innovation. Binciya, how about yourself?
Yes, thank you so much for the question. Thank you so much for a very dignitary stage where I could share my opinion and suggestions as an educator who's educating the young generation. I would start off with the youth driving innovation and entrepreneurship by what I saw or what I witnessed at the past 3 days at GITEX. You can see a lot of young kids, I would say kids, young of them having stalls over there, having their innovative entrepreneurship face in terms of sustainability, in terms of digital transformation, all of them all together, side by side, in huge stage, along with huge players in the market. And I think they drive it pretty well in that case, but also additionally stating something which I have personally experienced. So through Wellington campus, we recently have partnered up with universities from EU who basically focus a lot on innovation and entrepreneurship and sustainability. It's number 3 in innovation in Germany and number 1 in sustainability in Germany. So this is where we did a survey with around like 100 to 150 students, and we could realize that a lot more students preferred having the subject or prefer having their majors in sustainability along with digital transformation. So they realized that it's not just driving digital transformation, but also the entrepreneurship enthusiasm along with the sustainability consciousness in moving forward in this world.
Thank you so much, Binciya. Moving forward, we'd like to explore the different educational models, looking at traditional, institutional, and entrepreneurial types of education. So I'd like to forward a question to Zainab. From Masdar's perspective, how does the Youth for Sustainability program provide youth with capabilities, networks, and confidence to develop into leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators in this era of sustainability?
So at Masdar, we understood early that preparing young people for the greener economy isn't just about skills. It's about mindset, it's about access, and it's about opportunities. Through the Youth for Sustainability, we connect our young people with policymakers, leaders, innovators, giving them direct access to the ecosystem where innovation truly happens. And we also forge partnerships that are impactful with a purpose. So just recently we had a workshop done with Japan Corporation Center Petroleum that participants explored battery technologies. With Hawaii, we showed them, and the participant learned how AI powers sustainability solutions. With Emirates MBD, they learned green finance, and they planted mangroves, symbolizing their personal environmental sustainability. Over 41,800 youth engaged. 739 39 program graduates, each presenting a multiplier of impact. And these are not statistics. They are proof that belief translating to a capability. And the most powerful, I would say, impact and outcome from this program is confidence. Confidence where they have the sense that they belong in decision-making spaces at the heart of global change. So that belief that they belong is where leadership begins.
Thank you so much. And on the other side of the spectrum, to Binciya. As a young entrepreneur, you've built Wellington education in a very competitive space. From your journey, how important has networking and collaboration been in scaling your business? And more broadly, what lessons do you see are essential for scaling enterprises? What do you need in this ecosystem to evolve to help entrepreneurs grow their impact?
Very interesting question, because as somebody who might have already built my career from scratch, I would say that networking and collaboration is the cornerstone of whatever I have achieved till today. If something is not connected through any of the networks or anything like that, the one thing which I do is like go around LinkedIn, figure out who is ahead of that, and then go send them a request. Or if that's not happening, I'll pop up in their chat box, I'll pop up in their comment box, and kind of like get what I need. So I think this is something which is really, really required for students or young leaders in the coming era, is to have that sort of grit, that sort of enthusiasm and interest. And so it's not just about the ambition part, but also how do you make it happen. So networking and collaboration for the biggest part of my career, I would say, have helped me in the longer run. And I would say at Wellington campus, we give a lot of importance to that one. Instead of having our campus in academic city or anywhere, we have placed it right in the middle of companies or organizations, wherein we tell our students, okay, go out, move out with them, go sit with them, have a coffee, understand what they require, and then probably ask them, can you give me an internship? So something like that. So this is something which is a bit of enthusiasm, grit, strong will to do all of these things, along with that teeny bit of shamelessness, I would say, would also kind of like help entrepreneurs.
I'd say instead of shamelessness, confidence is the right word, but that's very, that's very true.
Yes, that's true.
And then, just as a hot topic question, I think we are now in a space where AI and digital transformation are at the peak and disrupting and reshaping industries. So a question to you both. Although they are reshaping industries, they are also bringing risk, such as job displacement. If you could change one thing in the next few years to better equip the youth with future-ready skills for sustainability and entrepreneurship, what would those be?
Can I go?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So I would say, as an educator, we try our best to incorporate that into all type of education. So we have like two wings. One is traditional education, which kinds of focuses more on the degree programs and master degree programs and all of that. As much as I would love them to have like sit together and then read whatever is there on the textbook, we kind of focuses a lot on problem solving. So the universities which we are associated right now with the moment, they have a different type of approach towards all of these things, wherein we partner up with industries. They give problem statements to the students. And the problem is what the students are figuring out. So that can be in the era of digital transformation, it can be entrepreneurship, it can be innovation, it can be sustainability, all of these areas. So right now, we have around like 56% of students who prefer sustainability and digital transformation in this whole system. And also adding on to this one, because we thought, traditional, rather than having traditional education system, we should be also having something wherein whatever you have learned is put into practice. So this is where we came up with WEL.X. It's a learning management system, and this is where the learning management system have simulation games and AI labs and all of that. So the simulation game is based on like innovation. There is operations management, there is marketing management, digital marketing, sustainability track. So we offer different types of track. So whatever you learn, you're actually practicing it over there. So that's something which I believe is really, really important.
Thank you very much, Binciya. And Zainab.
To answer your question, I think we look back to history, and history shows that every major technological leap redefines work. But also it created entirely new society. AI isn't just different from that or separate from sustainability, it's essential to it. So optimizing energy fields, predicting climate patterns, and also driving green manufacturing. According to the World Economic Forum, AI will create 97 million new jobs. These are in data, green tech, machine learning, digital design. So the goal here isn't that we protect old roles, it's basically to prepare for new ones. And if I could change one thing, it would be access. Ensuring that every young person, regardless of their background, gain future-ready skills. Technical skills like AI, coding, and clean tech must be paired with what I call them human sustainability skills like empathy, adaptability, and also ethical leadership. And this is exactly what we're doing at Y4S. Y4S focuses not just on capacity, but also on resilience. So exposing young people with real-world challenges and disruption. So the only constant today is transformation. And those who embrace it will lead it. So the future would not really be for the ones who resist change, but for those who will learn through it, and that's exactly what our youth in the UAE is doing.
Adapt as well, yes.
Thank you very much for your answers. And I think as a testimonial, me being an ambassador for the Y4S program, and it also captures a lot of what you say, Binciya, there's a lot that comes from these beyond traditional educations.
Exactly.
Where you need to be doing more practice, you need to be going ahead with the new skills and not just staying with traditional models.
Exactly.
So from today's discussion, I think there's one message that stands out clearly, that the youth are not leaders of tomorrow, but they are also leaders of today. We've seen how programs like the Youth for Sustainability program are equipping the youth with tools and networks, but also confidence, while platforms like Wellington are challenging traditional models and creating new pathways for innovation and impact. As we look ahead, collaboration between institutions, entrepreneurs, and youth themselves will be key for building more resilient, sustainable, and inclusive future. Thank you to our panelists, Thank you to our audience and to the organizers for making an important dialogue happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.